When it comes to Social Security and Social Security benefits, there's a lot that is being discussed right now because we continue to see Congress fight over what should or should not be going to Social Security beneficiaries. Today, I want to explain what they're fighting for and why so much lately. I will also be addressing which state is attempting to give up to $2,600 to families and how that same state is planning to cut Social Security income tax. This is actually big news to Social Security recipients. I will also address at the end of this video which state's governor has announced legislation to send economic relief checks of up to $1,500 to residents as well. So let's begin. And if you have any questions regarding Social Security, stimulus, or economic relief checks, let me know your questions down in the comment section below. But let's begin. So currently, Social Security is getting a lot of media attention, and it's because of the debt ceiling increase. And this is something that we knew was coming, but we didn't know how big the fight was going to be. Here's what I can tell you. Multiple lawmakers have publicly stated that the raising of the debt ceiling, it could happen, but they want to see changes to our retirement system. And this is coming from Republicans. They want to see changes. It doesn't necessarily mean cuts, but they want to see changes. According to one senator, he said that reforms are best handled in a divided Congress, which we currently have. Remember last year, we had a Democratic House, Democratic Senate, and a Democratic president. This year, we have a Democratic president, we have a Democratic Senate, but we have a Republican-led House. This is why we have a divided Congress. So, according to this one senator, if something were to get done, it is going to happen within the next 2 years. So, got some good news there. Especially when Social Security is going to be insolvent come 2034. So, it is good that we are going to jump on this as soon as possible. But, I do want to be very clear on one thing. Here's what's happening, and this is why when Senator Joe Manchin came out the other day and said that he supported the increase of Social Security taxes, right? Increase the amount. The reason why that was so big is because right now the Senate is not really doing anything. According to multiple reports from Republicans, the senators are just sitting back letting the Republican-led House control the negotiations. And according to one White House official, he says that this will be the problem with the negotiations as the Senate is really the one that decides whether a bill passes or not. So it's interesting that senators are sitting back letting the House run it when the Senate is going to ultimately decide what's in the bill and whether or not it passes. Now, I can tell you, last week we got a few reports that there was a bill that was being worked on. Well, that was confirmed because Senators Bill Cassidy and Angus King, who's actually an independent, they are working towards a bipartisan compromise on Social Security and Medicare. Again, this was confirmed last week, and they also confirmed that this bill doesn't take into account the negotiations over the debt ceiling. This is going to be a standalone bill, a standalone bipartisan bill. And again, what was interesting about this is there's only a few people that really knew about this bill, and other senators are now eager to learn what is in this bill, what is going to be included. However, we still have to wait because this bill has yet to be finalized. Now, over the past month, I've received a bunch of different comments, a bunch of emails about the possibility of Social Security seeing an increase. And I can tell you with probably 99% certainty that we won't see any other increase outside of the 8.7% cost of living adjustment for 2023. We as the United States, we're not in a position to send out $200 per month Social Security increases. It's not because people do not deserve it. It's because we just don't have the money because we keep spending it on other things. We try to cut taxes. We try to send our money to other countries. This is creating a problem because we don't have enough here to give out to the American people. Also, the U.S. government isn't in a position to expand Social Security or Medicare. And we've heard this before. Senator Bernie Sanders, he really wanted to see that Social Security got expanded. That instead of going from age 67 as a full retirement age up to age 70 by making it smaller and cutting, he wanted to see it go from 67 down to, I believe, 65 or even 60. That's not going to happen. We do not have the money for that. Now, based on recent reports, both parties know that we can't continue down the same path. That eventually there is going to have to be cuts of something. The only question, though, is what? Do we cut Social Security? Do we cut Medicare? Do we cut Pell Grants, child care? What do we cut? Affordable housing? That's the issue. And this is something that we have seen over the years, is if we continue to give, the problem is, whoever's getting the receiving is going to want to have that thing, keep coming every single month. And so just like when we gave a little bit of money to Ukraine, well, Ukraine keeps on asking for more and more stuff, more tanks, more military equipment, more money. Again, and then us as the American people, some of us see this as a problem. How can we keep giving them money when here in the U.S., we still have millions of people that are struggling on a day-to-day basis? So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, but I just wanted to give you that quick little Social Security update. Now, let's talk about the two states that are planning to give out economic relief checks. The first one is Minnesota. The second is New Mexico. In Minnesota, the governor, Tim Walz, he has included direct checks into his budget. He's included direct checks of up to $2,600 for more than 2.5 million Minnesota households. His proposal also includes a Social Security income tax cut. Now, this is just his proposal. Him and Congress still have to negotiate the final numbers, and once I know more, I will keep you updated. But here's what we do know. In his proposal, he says families making less than $150,000 per year would get $2,000. Single filers making less than $75,000 per year will get $1,000. And families that qualify for this relief check and have up to 3 children will get up to $2,600 apiece, okay, per family. That's $200 per child. Now, here is where Social Security recipients will benefit. Currently, we know that if there's a Social Security income tax cut, it is going to help roughly 350,000 Minnesota households. Now, they did state that taxes on Social Security income would be reduced. It would not be completely eliminated, but this cut will put more money back into your pockets of all Social Security recipients. Now, the one issue here, the proposal calls for about $219 million to reduce the tax level, but lawmakers believe it's going to cost roughly $500 million to eliminate. So, right now, Democrats are not for this. However, Republicans do support this idea. And the last thing, what's going on in New Mexico? Well, in New Mexico, the governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, she announced that she wants to send up to $1,500 checks to residents. Now, this bill would provide roughly $1 billion in economic relief, with $750 checks to individuals and $1,500 checks to couples that file jointly. Now, the governor did say this, and I quote, "As prices remain high across the country, we can and we should take action to help more New Mexicans afford the things they need right now. As our state continues to see the results of our continued and targeted investments that have resulted in an unprecedented financial windfall, I look forward to working with the legislature to put more money back in the pockets of New Mexico families." So, good news there. They're looking to give you more money, not take more away from you. So, we will see what happens moving forward, but that is what we know as of right now regarding the economic relief checks to people in Minnesota and New Mexico. And also, quick little Social Security update as to what we can potentially expect moving forward.